Good morning. Welcome to Gentle Vinyasa. For class today, we'll be using a block and a strap. Now, the block is optional, it's just a little extra support when we're doing our lunges. And we're going to be using a bolster and blanket. Let's get started. Laying back, closing the eyes. Taking a few minutes to prepare for our practice. Some days we are ready to go when the centering seems to be unnecessary, and other days we could stay there forever. But it's important to understand why we do the centering. And it's because yoga is much more than just a physical type of exercise. We are trying to clear the mind so that we may be fully present in the moment as we do our practice. This is, of course, good for our mental health. But physically, it's also important to be connected to the body so that you can know how far to stretch, right? When we reach for that edge in every stretch. So, being present and being centered is so vital to our practice. So, beginning here by softening the back of the body, however you choose to recline on your mat, just be aware of all the different points of contact between your body and the ground. Allow them to settle heavily. Notice if any part of the body seems to be curling away or pulling away from the earth, and allow it to soften. Allow it to get heavy. As you begin to arrive in your body, you may start to notice certain thoughts running through your consciousness, or maybe you can detect the energy of your feelings and emotions, your mood. Allow yourself to observe all of these things without passing any judgment. Just notice, what is your energy? What sort of thoughts are drawing your attention? And now starting to connect to the breath, perhaps the most vital part of this practice. The easiest way to communicate with your nervous system, sending the message that it's time to slow down. It's time to enter a connected and restful state. Sending the breath into the belly on the inhalation and slowing down the exhalation as much as you can. Our reading this morning from the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo is called Dump Your Pockets. It begins with a quote from Carl Jung. Please remember, it is what you are that heals, not what you know. This is very difficult to remember. I struggle with it daily. Even when I understand, even when I understand this enough to open my heart like a sponge to the day, someone I love comes along in pain, and I start dumping my pockets, looking for the one thing I know that will help them. But time and time again, the only thing they want is for me to open my heart like a sponge to them. They only want to be heard and held. This is so easy to see in other forms of nature. Stars hold the dark by being light. Rivers keep the earth alive by being wet. Wind clears our heads of clouds. These are the teachers that open the heart, the things that wait in our nature for us to bring them alive. These are the things that heal ourselves and each other. When my pockets are empty and I've dumped all I know, I often end up shrugging, admitting my ignorance of what to do. Humbly, it is then that the real work of love begins. So letting go at the start of every class of everything we think we know about yoga, everything we think we know about our bodies, and just letting things unfold naturally, allowing yourself to be surprised a little bit each time you step on the mat. Stretching the body out now, taking the arms overhead, legs out straight. Maybe arching the back away from the ground if that feels good to you. And then drawing the knees one at a time to the body, grabbing hold of either the shin bones or behind the knees, and letting yourself gently start to rock from side to side. Notice how you can balance on one hip for a few seconds, perhaps unaware of how the muscles of your core are doing the stabilizing here. And then letting yourself pause in the center. We're going to warm up the hips just by circling the legs around. So you can either take the knees in the same direction or in opposite directions, drawing circles with the knees, the hands, just very gently guiding the legs around. And then we'll go the other way. And pausing in the center, stretching the arms out into the letter T. We're going to bring the knees over to one side, finding a gentle twist here, just allowing your body to arrange itself in this shape, not worrying too much about the alignment or what part of the body is touching the ground. Just letting those legs come over to the side. And then taking a big breath here. As you exhale, bring the legs back to center and then over to the other side. Again, just let your body arrange itself here, not putting too much thought into it as we continue to warm up. And a big breath in, exhaling back to center, and then grabbing hold of the legs again, rocking side to side a few more times. And then pausing back at center, bring your feet to the mat. So let's grab the strap. We're going to do a quick hamstring stretch here. Catching hold of the right foot first, softening the knee, pulling the leg in toward you, finding the edge of your stretch here. So, again, working mindfully, staying connected to the body and also to the breath. Pull the leg in just a little bit closer. And then releasing the foot from the strap, we'll go to the other side. So softening the knee, pull that leg in right to the edge of the stretch. So right to that spot where you feel like maybe you could go a little bit further, but it probably wouldn't feel that great. And let's pull that leg in just a tiny bit closer. And then releasing the foot from the strap. You're going to roll to one side and then make your way up into tabletop. You can grab your block now, place it somewhere near the top of the mat in case you want to use it. We're going to start with some cat and cow here. Such a great way to begin our practice. Finding that alignment in the body, finding a little bit of strength here as we press our hands into the mat, lifting the belly away from the ground. And then with a breath in, we lift the tail, lift the gaze, looking forward. With a breath out, rounding the spine, tucking tail and chin, and then continuing at your own pace. Finishing off your sequence wherever it feels natural to you, and then making your way to downward dog. Once you're up, you can start to walk the feet, checking in with your alignment a little bit, making sure the feet aren't too close, just about hip width apart. Hands can be a little bit wider than the shoulders, fingers spread wide. And letting the feet be still, softening the knees, reaching the hips up and back. With a breath in, lift your head, look to the top of the mat, and then tuck your chin toward the chest. Inhale, lifting the head. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, lift the head, and this time as you exhale, walk yourself to the top of the mat. And then in your forward fold, you are going to start to bend one knee as you straighten the other leg, almost like walking on the spot, but the feet will be flat. Just alternate. See what that feels like. If you feel like it's really difficult, use your block. Lift yourself up a little bit higher. Just in your hands there. Beautiful. Legs are still now. With a breath in, bring your hands onto your shins and lift halfway up. Hold here. Reach the crown of the head forward. Roll the shoulders back. One more breath here. Exhale, fold, reaching for the ground. And then inhale, come all the way up. Interlace your fingers here. We'll find a side bend. And the other way. Back to center. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, you're going to soften your knees. Bring your left arm forward, right arm back. A little rotating chair. Perfect. Inhale, come all the way back. Exhale, soften the knees. Right arm forward, left arm back. Little twist here. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale, up. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, back at center, and this time exhale, forward fold. And again, if you want to, you can kind of walk the legs or alternate flexing the knees. And then straighten the legs, hands on shins. Inhale, lift halfway, hold here. Strong flat back, strong abdominals drawing in. One more breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. And then back to our twist. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, fold. This time we're going to be still. Soft knees if that feels good. Upper body really heavy. Hands on shins. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. And then one last round of twists. Exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale, up. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, back. Exhale, right. Inhale, back. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, fold. And then from here, we're going to take a big step back with the right foot, as far back as you can. Make sure your feet are not on a tightrope. You can inch your left leg a little bit over to the left side of the mat. Press down through that left foot, and then with a breath in, take the arms up. Crescent pose. Really important to keep the legs strong. And you can almost try to squeeze the inner thighs towards the midline or towards the center. Take a breath here. Exhale, slowly lowering hands down to the mat. Here's where you might want to use a block under your left hand. So get yourself set up. And then with a breath in, we're going to take the right arm up. One more breath here. Exhale, bring that hand down. Switch the block over to the right side. If you're using it, right hand rests on the block there, and then with a breath in, the left arm up as we twist to the left. One more breath here. Exhale all the way back down. From here, using your block if you like, under your hands, you're going to start to straighten out the left leg. So for some of us, that means lifting our body up a little bit to accommodate that stretch. So do your best. The leg does not have to be completely straight. And then take a big breath in. As you exhale, see if you can fold your body just a tiny bit closer to that leg. Beautiful. Let's bend that knee, move the block to the right side of the mat. And then again, back to crescent pose. Press down through that left foot. Inhale, arms up. Maybe just a little bit too wide, Kathy, with your feet. Yeah, there you go. And a breath here. Exhale, lower down. Let your hands land to the inside of that foot. Bring the right knee down. Left leg steps back. And then we're taking the knees wide, bringing big toes together, sitting back over the heels and releasing the upper body down to the mat, supporting the forehead if you need to. Several more breaths here. And with a breath in, slowly peeling yourself away from the ground. We're going to come up to tabletop. Stretch your right leg back behind you. And then look over your right shoulders if you're looking toward that foot. A bit of side stretch here. And bring yourself back to a neutral spine. Take your right hand to your hip. Find your balance here. Perhaps this is where you'll stay the whole time. Think about drawing that top shoulder back so the shoulders are stacked. And maybe extending the arm toward the ceiling. And then maybe lifting the leg. Wonderful. Bring that foot down, bring the hand down, back to tabletop. Step your left foot back and then look over your left shoulder. And then back to center. Take your left hand to your hip. Again, think about drawing that top shoulder back. And maybe this is where you want to stay. That's totally fine. Or you can extend the arm, or you can lift the leg. And let's bring the foot down, bring the hand down. And then from here, we're tucking the toes and making our way to down dog. Perhaps walking the feet on the spot, if that feels good. And taking one more breath here, and as you exhale, you're going to walk yourself to the top of the mat. Soften the knees, find that forward fold. And then hands on the shins. Inhale, lift halfway, hold here. Strong flat back, strong abdominals. One more breath here. Exhale and fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Interlace your fingers overhead. Find a side bend. And the other way. Back to center, big breath in, exhale and fold. Left foot steps back. So get yourself centered and balanced. Press down through the right foot and inhale up to crescent pose. Again, gently squeezing the thighs toward the midline, just to make the legs a little bit more active. One more breath here. Exhale. Bring the hands down to the mat. Using a block if you like, under the right hand. With a breath in, we're going to take the left arm up. Inhale here. Exhale. Bring it down. Switch the block over if you're using it. And then inhale the right arm up. Nice twist of the body here. Take a breath in. Exhale down. Using the block, start to straighten out your leg. So you can move the block to the highest setting. Maybe that will work best for you. It all depends on what your hamstrings are feeling like today. And then maybe bit by bit, let your body fold a little bit more over that leading leg. Perfect. Start to bend the knee again. Move the block out of the way. And then one more crescent pose. Inhaling, coming all the way up. One more breath here. Exhale, hands down. Bring them to the inside of the foot. Let your left knee come down. Swing your right leg back. And then take the knees wide. Big toes together. And sit all the way back into child's pose. With the breath in, we're slowly making our way up. And then downward dog. And taking a breath in, and with the exhalation, walking to the top of the mat. And then slowly rolling up, nice and slow. Stack each vertebrae on top of the other until you come all the way up. All right, we're going to grab our block. Again, optional. If you don't have one at home, no big deal. We're going to find a wide-legged stance on the mat. You can just place the block somewhere in front of you. Go as wide as is comfortable for you. Turn the toes in just a little bit so the outer borders of the feet are parallel. And then bring your hands onto your hips. Feeling the length in the spine here. Shoulders are back. We're going to take a breath in. And then as you start to exhale, you're going to very slowly start to fold forward. Reach your heart forward. You want to feel that hip crease deepening. Reaching forward, forward. And then eventually you can bring your hands either to the block or to the mat or to the ground in front of you, wherever you are. And then once you get here, just explore the distance between the feet. If you feel like you're in the perfect spot, stay there. If not, adjust as you see fit. Now, with a breath in, you're going to lift yourself up about halfway. I'm going to use a block. I'm going to bring the block a little bit closer. I'm going to place my left hand on the block. If you're not using the block, you can just have your fingertips on the mat. And then with a breath in, the right arm slowly starts to move up toward the ceiling as the body twists. Take a breath in. Exhale, come all the way back down, and then we switch. Left arm moving up with the breath in. Big breath in. Exhale all the way back down. And then inhale, rising up. Beautiful. Bring your hands behind your back now. Interlace your fingers. Roll the shoulders open. Big breath in. Exhale, fold, lifting the arms away from the back. Now, if you have shoulder issues and this is not possible for you, you can just do the regular forward fold. And releasing the hands from the bind. Once again, back to the twist, using the block if you like. On the breath in, right arm up. One more breath here. Exhale your way back to center. And then inhale, left arm up. Big breath in. Exhale all the way back. And then with a breath in, coming up. Beautiful. All right, one last wide-legged fold. We're going to take our arms out wide. Take a breath in. Exhale, slowly folding, leading with the heart here. And then once you get as far down as you can go, see if you can grab hold of your big toe using your index and middle fingers. So you're just going to tuck them right underneath that toe. Turn your inner elbows forward. And then start to bend the elbows, drawing yourself into an even deeper stretch. And releasing the toes. We're going to start to walk our feet in, heel toe, heel toe. Use your block here if you like to lift yourself up a little bit. And we're in a forward fold. And with a slow breath in, stacking one vertebra on top of the other, just rolling the body all the way up. Beautiful. All right, let's take the arms overhead. We're going to do one more twisty flow. So big breath in. Exhale, soften the knees, twisting over to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twisting to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, one more round here. Exhale, right. Inhale. Exhale, left. Inhale. Exhale, fold. And then walk back to down dog. Of course, if you're still sideways on your mat, you'll have to shift yourself back around. Back to down dog. Walking the feet. And then coming down to the knees, and from here we're going to make our way onto our back. Once you get there, you can start with a full body stretch. And let's take the right knee in toward the body. We're going to circle that right ankle. And circle the other way. And then the foot is still. We're going to circle the leg around, loosening that hip joint a little bit, releasing any tension. And the other way. Perfect. From here, you're going to take your left hand over onto that right knee, stretch the right arm out to the side, and then guide the leg across the body, finding a twist here. We're going to be a little bit more deliberate about the placement of our body, so just make sure you feel like you're fairly aligned here. See if you can let your right shoulder rest on the ground. See if you can create a little bit of space in the waist, so keeping the knee where it is. Think about dropping the sitting bone toward your foot, toward your left foot, so that straight leg, or the bottom of your mat, or however you want to think about it. And then if it's okay for your neck, you can turn your head to the right. Let's take one more big breath in, exhaling back to the center. And then we're going to bend the left knee, cross your right ankle over the left thigh. If you want to, you can support your head with a blanket or a block here. We're going to move into our reclining pigeon. So lifting the left foot up, grabbing hold of that leg. Of course, you can always use a strap here if you need to. Supporting the head just allows the upper body to get a little bit closer to the legs so you're not reaching so much. And let's release from the stretch here. Stretch the right leg out, bring the left knee in, and let's circle the ankle. And let's go the other way. And the foot is still, and we're going to circle the knee around. And let's go the other way. Like pausing here, right hand over that knee, left arm stretching out. We're guiding the knee across the body, releasing the left shoulder to the ground, releasing the left sitting bone towards the bottom of the mat, maybe turning the head to the left. And a big breath in, exhaling back to the center, and then reclining pigeon. So crossing the left ankle over the right thigh, grabbing hold of that leg. And let's release here. One last full body stretch. And then it's time for Shavasana. So get yourself ready. Using a blanket and a bolster if you like, putting on some extra layers. On our washcloth today, we're using Adaptive Blend, a blend of wild orange, lavender, spearmint, copaiba, neroli, and sweet gum. And once you get yourself settled in, let your eyes close. Encourage yourself to get heavy here, releasing everything. As you release the weight of your body, think about that emptying of the pockets, that frantic search for something that we think we have, when really what we need is exactly what we are. Let yourself be exactly who and what you are today, content to lay still, to nurture the physical body, to nurture the spiritual body, the emotional body, by allowing yourself to rest, simply enjoying the natural rhythm of your breath. Starting now to bring awareness back to the body, adding any movement that feels good. And then making your way onto your right side to rest. And coming up to a seated position now. Closing the eyes once you get there. Let's bring the palms of the hands together in front of the heart. Taking a moment here to bow our heads in gratitude for this day and for the many blessings in our life. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.